Welcome to I Said No Gifts. I'm Bridger Winegar. Oh, I hope you're doing better than I am. It's been quite a morning. There was the traffic on the way here. I got here moments after we were supposed to start recording. What else is going on? My electric toothbrush battery died. I had to brush my teeth manually, like they did in the Bible, which is tough for me. And now I didn't even start recharging it. So now I'll have to do it tonight. I'm going to have to do it again. If that's tough for you to hear, you should, think about how I feel. No one is ever watching out for me emotionally on this podcast. It's all just me. No one ever thinks about how I feel. Oh, is there anything good happening? I bought a bag of dirt yesterday, and that's probably all we'll talk about today, because that's the bright point in my life. And I think that's everything. I've brought the mood way up. People are cheering. They're so excited to be here. I actually am excited to be here because I love today's guest. Everybody really adores today's guest. It's Allison Rich. Allison, welcome to I Said No Gifts.
Hello. Thank you so much. Can I start off with a big regret?
Oh, I love regret.
So I was trying to do a little joke before by slurping loudly into the mic with my Diet Coke. And now I still have detritus or something in my throat. So I've got to cough. May I?
Micro-choking.
Yes.
Please.
I was holding it
Let's hear it.
Okay. Whew, now I can free-throatedly.
Can I match you?
Please. There we go.
Just in case.
And it may come back, you know? It's
And I didn't even cover my mouth.
I'm not in a top podcasting form. It's been a month since the last time I did a podcast. So
when was the last time you had a drink?
Of liquid or alcohol?
Of liquid.
3 minutes ago when I was trying to do this stupid
I know, but
bit.
before this, you're obviously not in practice.
I know. I took a spindrift for the road. Yeah, kind of. So now there's an open can of spindrift in my car,
and
which
it's
is
hot
weird.
outside.
I know. It's going to be.
How much did you drink?
I probably drank 3 sips. I'm terrible.
Oh, that's wasteful.
I'm so wasteful when it comes, and then I'll put it back in the fridge and be I'll come back to that, and then I won't. And my fridge has a weird something to it where if you leave a drink in there for a minute and you drink it later, you're there's a new taste.
Oh, no.
So
there's some sort of renegade food in your fridge that's making everything taste like that. Maybe a strong hummus or...
But it's a real chemical, metallic, not food seeming taste.
Cancer.
Yes, something like
type
the
thing.
Sheddings of the fridge itself.
Wow. You're fooling yourself every time when you put a carbonated or sparkling soda back in the fridge.
Yeah.
It will not be consumed. And if you do force yourself to consume it, you're going to be so unhappy.
Yeah. It just
throw it away, I guess.
I just wish more things came more bite-sized, because I don't really... I'm very non-committal with anything I eat or drink.
Right. Well, they have a lot of those sodas now have the half size, which I hate.
I know, so wasteful, the packaging.
The packaging is wasteful. I want the full thing. I need a full can of anything.
Maybe we should move in together.
Interesting.
You could drink my half-drunk drinks.
We won't finish each other's sentences. We'll finish each other's drinks.
Exactly.
What sort of spindrift did you have?
It was a lime.
Okay, not my favorite.
Yeah, I find most are... I'm on board with most of them. Mm-hmm. 1 or 2, I'm absolutely no thank you. And I think I have 1 or 2 faves, but then you drink them too much and you're now I'm over this. So I think lime is fine. But there's a blood orange or something that I'm that's kind of bitter.
Oh, you don't like the blood orange?
I don't.
What is that on your absolutely not list?
It's on my avoid.
Okay.
Me and my man, we go back and forth with the grocery shopping. Okay. So sometimes he might buy it, and then I'm okay, well, it's here. I'll drink it. But
we've been talking a lot about spindrift. We talked about this recently on the podcast, and I said that I love grapefruit.
Oh, see, I don't love grapefruit.
I guess I just like an unpleasant beverage.
Yeah.
Apparently that's all I'll consume.
I thought you were going to say grape-aid. Do you know they have that one, too?
I heard about that, and it sounds horrible.
It's packing way more of a flavor punch than the rest of the...
I don't even understand what the aid is.
It's like a made-up flavor.
Is it like lemonade? Is it sour?
Oh, actually, maybe that's exactly what it's supposed to be. I was like, they're just adding suffixes. But I feel like it tastes like Welch's grape juice water, like but bubbly or something.
Oh, that doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember the Welch's grapefruit girl? Or no, the Welch's grape juice girl.
Yes.
She like
ish.
There was
she
like a little
like
girl.
a Dakota Fanning type, like short blonde hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
It may have been Dakota Fanning.
No,
Maybe that was.
I think we would have known that trivia, right?
Well, she might be keeping that from the general public.
Okay. You know who does that a lot is people who were on Road Rules. You know who, like Theo Vaughn.
I didn't know he was on Road Rules.
This actress Jamie Chung, who's extremely successful, and I was in like a Hulu show with her years ago, and I remember halfway through filming being like, "Weren't you on Road Rules?" And she was like, "Shh, I'm a good actress now," and she is. She's fantastic, but I think she tries to like.
Well, then look at you on this kind of anti-PR tour.
Taking you down. No, I haven't seen her in years, and she's a lovely person. And
I want to look her up because I feel like obviously we all know Theo Vaughn at this point. No one's a fan. Let's see. Or are people? No, I feel like he's a tough. situation.
I don't know. I don't know enough about him.
I'm ready to start a war.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
I have some conservatives in my family, and I also have like doofy straight dudes in my family. So I feel like I have greater patience. But I don't know. Like if you're going to tell me like, oh, he is actually like a Nazi or whatever, I'd be like, okay, no, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm not up on the facts about him. So he sucks or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, I will hear names enough that I just start to think, oh, that's a poisonous person and connected to other things. And I start putting the pieces together rather than looking into it. I just start taking all of my collection of assumptions and making one grand assumption.
See, I don't feel like I do that enough where I'll be like, weeks into consuming someone's podcast and a friend is like, that person's bad. And I was like, what? But their banter's fun. I don't do my due diligence.
There was a podcast that was strongly recommended to me, and I was going on a trip, so I downloaded almost every episode.
Okay.
And got about 4 episodes in and thought, oh no, what am I listening to? And what does this mean for anyone who's listening to this, including the person who recommended it to me?
Okay, wait, what was the pod?
I'm not even going to say because I don't want to give it any more press.
Okay.
But I go through the same thing where I'm like, you can kind of just be lulled into certain things.
Yes, falling in love with the personality. Yeah.
But this, I felt like I had been scammed.
Okay.
I felt like,
you're going to have to tell me off air.
Oh, I will. And then you might be like, I love that podcast.
I actually produce that podcast.
I'm actually the host of that podcast.
Yeah, it's me. You're talking about me.
What's been going on with you? Anything exciting?
Oh gosh, what's been going on with me? My brother just had a daughter, so and our family already had plans to get together this week. So I'm going to see like a 4-day-old baby.
Wow.
Fresh. Just going to snort her fresh stem cells or whatever.
Is this your first niece?
First niece, but I have 3 nephews.
Okay.
So
wow, that's really exciting.
I feel like it has made me fully click into kooky aunt because I'm like, the things I want to tell this little nub about being a woman in this world, and like, I'm very excited.
Are you a big when a baby comes, a big gift buyer for babies?
No, I'm a bad and how ironic to be on this podcast. My love language is not gifts, and my family's was not gifts. Okay. We're very much like, it's Christmas, Venmo me $50 so I can go buy this thing that I want.
Right.
I'm gonna I feel like for my own siblings, I didn't get them wedding gifts. I'm like, we love each other. I don't need to get you a present because
Of course.
So I'm bad. But I did say out loud 2 days ago I should get her a gift. But has anything been done? No.
I'm kind of in the same with a baby, especially. I'm like, I feel like if it's a family member, they have friends and other people who are probably getting the baby a bunch of things.
Right.
And especially if it's not the first one.
Yeah.
It's a little like.
But I feel like I hear that you're supposed to get a gift for the mom.
Oh, I've never even thought about
nice.
that. I'm deeply inconsiderate.
No, I mean, me too.
But then again, what do you get the mom?
I think maybe big underwear or something.
Right.
Or massage stuff or, just something to acknowledge you've been through a physical trauma.
Right. I guess they have diapers.
Yeah.
Things like
I'll
this.
show up with some diapers for mom.
Yeah. No one ever thinks about the mom's diapers in these situations. The baby's drowning in diapers. And meanwhile, what's the mom doing?
I'd like to think that the mom is putting the baby's diapers on and the dad's putting the mom's diapers on her.
Oh, interesting.
When I have kids, that's how it'll be.
I hate to think about that.
I love to think about that.
Is your family in LA or elsewhere?
They're elsewhere. I'm from Long Island. My parents are trying to sell their house there.
Okay.
And my older brother's in Virginia. And so my parents are going to move down there. And then I have 2 younger brothers in San Francisco.
Okay.
So we're kind of all going up to San Francisco.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my number one option out of those 3 choices.
Yeah.
Like as far as vacations go.
Sure.
Or travel.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you spend much time up there?
No, it's been a minute. When the pandemic happened, I fled up there for like 6 weeks. So I sort of like felt like I lived there for a little bit, got my car broken into as happens out there. And I drove back from San Francisco to LA with a trash bag on the window of my car because I like went to like an auto glass repair place and they were like, we don't have whatever piece is in the door.
Right.
That like, so they were like, we can't, I think they took the chunks of glass out of the car, but then they were like, we can't put new glass in. So I did the janky thing of taping like a trash bag.
Right.
You know, and this would have been like May 2020. So.
I mean, it's oddly COVID friendly.
Yeah.
That
keeping
car,
my car's airborne illness inside.
Did they steal anything?
No, there wasn't even anything.
This to me.
Yeah.
Take something.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of myself for not having left any valuables.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I would have. I'm not a careful gal. I should have been robbed many times by now. So, good job, me.
Well, that's an ambitious car robber then. I mean, they just thought they were very optimistic. They don't see anything in there.
I think it's a real racket there. And I've heard this story that at this point I'm like, is this real? But there's a story that there was so many break-ins in San Francisco that like cops were, you know, doing this big operation to find out who's behind all these carjackings. And they had like they had like some spreadsheet on their computer being like, these are all the cars that have been robbed and these are the suspects and blah, blah, blah. And then that person left their laptop in their car with all the like data about the carjackings and then their car got broken into and the laptop of data. I'm sure that's not fully true because it's like, do they not have the cloud? Is that not like a Google document? But it just felt like a great
Detective
story.
Amelia Bedelia.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Walk me through. I'm always curious about situations like this when like the person finds out their car has been broken into and like what led up to it. Because I just emotionally and your reaction to that sort of thing is I feel like it's such a weird thing. Yeah.
Well, let's see. I had been leaving my car in the garage under my brother's apartment building. There was parking for the residents and I just parked my car in like a little, not even a corner, just a part of the parking garage that didn't have a spot. But I was like, parking in San Francisco is really expensive or like dangerous. So for like a couple of weeks, it's all coming back to me. I just kind of hid it in the parking garage. And then eventually the car got towed because they were on to me. They were like, this is not a residence license plate.
Oh, right.
So then got towed. Picked up the car, and then I had to start parking it on the street. And so then one night I go to get it, and the window had been bashed in. And then when you found the car, when the window had been bashed in, was it just like a? Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. You know, I feel pretty lucky in life that like I generally am dealing with a combo of good and bad. Like a bad thing happens, but a good thing's around the corner. But there have been patches where you're just like bad. And it just strikes at my sense of like justice. Like, because I think I go around being like, things are mostly fair, which is complete bullshit.
Absolutely
but like,
not true.
Has allowed me to like trot along being like, but then sometimes life really smacks you in the face a couple times being like, there's no justice. There's no reason. If your car is towed, nothing bad should have to happen to you for 50 years. That's what I'm saying. Certainly nothing car related. Absolutely not. Yeah. That is essentially going to prison as far as your car. That is so unfair to a person. I've had my car towed twice. Have you? I've had, I was in college on a road trip to LA-ish with some friends, and our car got towed, but it wasn't mine. Okay. But it still was just such a deeply inconvenient, weird experience. God. So expensive. Yes. It's just, I think I've probably said this on this podcast before, but I think it is one of the worst things human beings can do to other human beings. Yeah. It's just so... Come on. The one other time it happened was... at the Jack in the Box in Hollywood.
Okay.
I was like running to do something else. And I was like, I'll just park my car in the Jack in the Box. And I was gone for like 15 minutes. When I came back, it was gone. And then I walked into the Jack in the Box and everyone turned around and was like, it was you? Because clearly like the tow truck guy was like, does anyone own a like 2003 Nissan Sentra?
15 minutes. That's ridiculous.
It was fast. It was really fast.
I think minimum it should be 8 hours.
Exactly, yes.
15 minutes, that's...
Let my car hang out for
We should
8
all-
hours.
yeah, we
It's not
should-
like the Jack in the Box was full.
Give me a break.
Come on.
There should be we should give each other that grace of 8 hours of letting your car be wherever you want it to be.
That's the kind of society I want to be in.
Yes, but 15 minutes, that manager at Jack in the Box is a psychopath. That's
That's made me think of like, okay, if I got to decide how society was, what would my top rules be? I've always thought if I was ever to be president, I'd sort of, the only law I would make is like all menus need to have photos, you know?
Sure,
Because I'm
sure.
just like, that would help so much.
Uh-huh.
But recently, I was talking to someone about if I were to make up my own religion,
Okay,
what would
sure.
be in that?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember everything I said, but I definitely said, we're doing holidays.
Okay.
You know?
New holidays.
No, we're keeping some of them.
Oh,
We're keeping
keeping.
Christmas.
Some
we're,
of the
We're putting
classics.
Halloween in there.
Sure, of course.
You know, and maybe add some new ones. I also was like, I do like weekly meetings. It's not necessarily church, but like, let's get together, let's
Right,
chat.
Right.
I can't remember what else I said, but you know, I'm obviously still forming the idea.
But
so
I
if
feel
you
like
have
you've got a good bedrock.
Yeah, holidays.
Yeah, holidays, the weekly
Hanging out.
check-ins, and did you have
Yoga,
any
maybe. You know, it's really easy for it to go culty, but
How about an excuse to dress up?
oh, we love that. Yes.
I feel like that's kind of church.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I was talking to my boyfriend about this recently. He's like, I think it's good that you should have to dress up for church. But I feel like everyone's kind of reluctantly dressing up for
Yes.
church. When I would go to church as a kid, nobody really wanted to be dressed up. I think we need to make it more of an affair.
Yes,
A
more
really
fun.
go for it, a black tie thing.
Yes.
You know, everyone should look incredible.
Yes, I think so. Isn't that also that like when commercial flights started as a thing, people would like dress up for the flight? I think we just live in a more cash time,
Yes.
you know?
But I think church needs to class it up.
Come on, Jesus.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Or whoever.
Or whoever. What kind of church did you? I grew up
Mormon.
Catholic. Wow,
Mormon.
that's not a Unitarian. That is the real.
There's a real central specific thing you do.
Yeah, and you know, throwing down Catholic, I'm like, that's no joke. But Mormon is really no joke.
Yeah, Catholics, you can kind of create your own at this point.
See, there's a spectrum.
Yeah, there's a
you know,
real
my mom is at
spectrum.
one end of the spectrum, hardcore.
Okay.
And then there's, you know, going to church on Easter and Christmas Catholic.
Right. As a kid, would you go to church weekly?
Yes.
And would you have to dress up?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, my boyfriend said he would wear jeans, which I thought that just doesn't really calculate in my head.
Yeah. What was the Mormon practice?
You have to dress up. You
In
would have
underwear,
to wear
big long underwear?
just full underwear, nothing else.
Yep.
Kind of dragging on the ground.
Yeah.
Really baggy underwear.
Yeah.
No, you would just have to dress up, which like meant women in dresses and men in slacks and ties and shirts or suits.
Yep.
But you know,
I mean, so sorry to think of all the stereotypes, but are you from Utah?
from Utah.
Okay.
So
have you been
keep
watching?
going with stereotypes. I love stereotypes.
Well, wait. I think because I was listening to an episode on the way, and did you watch the
Secret Lives of Mormon
Yes.
Wives. I finally got the title down after watching. I've watched the entire series. I'm rewatching season 1 right now.
Okay, I watched season 1 and I started season 2, and I stopped not because I wasn't into it, but now living with a man, like the
Good luck.
freedom to watch what you want when you want to watch it. I'm in a prison.
I feel like I'm in a prison as well.
Yeah.
I should be able to watch whatever I want, whenever I want.
Yes.
I shouldn't have to think about anyone else's feelings.
Exactly. No, and my boyfriend is actually quite like flexible and like, I'm putting on and just like that. I'm putting on girls, and he tolerates it.
Right.
Whereas he like wants to put on anime, and I'm like, ugh, must we? But you can't. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives,
He
I
wouldn't
stopped.
go for it. He wouldn't go for
Yeah.
it. Did he ever try it?
It wasn't even that I was trying to make him do it. I would just sit down, turn the TV on, and he'd be like, "What's this?" And I'd be like, you're not. This isn't for you."
Give him a chance.
No, he
It's one of the dumbest shows ever created.
ever. But I really liked that Taylor girl.
Oh,
And
fan favorite.
I can't tell how much of it is just because like I think she's so gorgeous, but I actually think she has a good heart.
It's a big part of the show in season 2 especially because there is one of the other gals is named Demi, and she decides that she's a fan favorite. She's simply not.
Which
Big
one's
loser.
Demi? There are 2 women that I'm like, you look the same, but one looks
2?
older. I mean, no, they all, but they blur so much.
There's Demi. She might be confused with Jen Affleck or Jessie.
Jen Affleck is such a funny...
Jen Affleck lied about being related to Ben Affleck.
That's a lie?
That's another thing that we go over this season.
Holy shit.
That's a whole controversy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm now just recapping the episodes. I'm literally recording myself talking about. So I know everything about the show.
Is Demi, one of them owns like a hair studio.
Now that's Jessie, and she owns something called Jay-Z Styles and Academy. And I've, not to brag, last time I was in Utah, I made a visit.
How was it?
Incredible experience. I walked in, whoever, the cashier or whatever, they have 2 sections. They have the retail where you buy your extensions.
Okay.
An entire wall of hair.
Holy shit.
And then the salon. And I walked into the retail and asked the cashier or whoever, she was just on her phone. I said, could you take my picture? She said, you're the 4th person who's been here today.
Wait, okay, so if that's not Demi, is Demi the younger one who has an old husband?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's another, and my apologies to the listener. If
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
This
sorry.
is for
This
us
is all I
now.
ever want to talk about.
Stop listening, okay? Bridger and I are just hanging out.
Demi is married to Brett. Brett is, I believe, 49. And she's
Demi's like 30.
30-ish. And he met her, I believe, when she was 9.
Ew.
And I think he was 26.
He was actually 49 at the time.
I
He's
mean-
kind of stuck there.
He is been in reality shows. He was in The Bachelor.
Whoa.
I think, and then the pandemic threw his season off or something. He was married to. Do you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
I don't.
There's one of the friends of on the show. I can't remember her name. He was married to this woman. This guy will do anything possible to get into a reality
I
show.
also think it's so funny that so many of these women have been married and divorced. And hey,
Oh.
no shade to,
No.
like, life is hard. You're making a decision when you're young, but it's like, isn't that a big thing in your religion that you...
Do you stay married?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's a big thing to get married young for Mormons.
Right, and to like hold on to your virginity. Like it's a recipe
Right.
for divorce.
Right.
It's like if you don't want people divorcing, you would get the, you know who doesn't get divorced is actually gay men. They say the lowest
Is that
divorce
true?
rate, if you look at straight couples, lesbians, and gay men,
Right.
gay men stay together. Because for one, they wait for like 30 years to get married.
Right.
Like they've been
They
dating
really
for
figure
such
it
a
out.
long
Yeah,
time.
I'm still not married.
Yeah. And then also women often initiate divorce. And so if you got 2 women,
Oh,
you're getting it's like who's getting divorced first? But gay men, they're like, or men in general, are like, I'll stay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I mean, I say give
Mormons
us some
should
time.
be just gay men. Okay.
The
I
last
figured it
thing
out.
a Mormon ever will be is a gay man, and unfortunately, that would save their marriage situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone on Secret Lives, I think almost every one of them has been divorced once. Not there are a couple who haven't, and probably should, and probably will.
Yes. Like Jen Affleck, right?
Jen Affleck is in her first marriage to Zach.
In her first of 6.
I'm gonna guess 14.
But he's bad, right? Like the bit I saw.
call him the White Witch.
Yes. Oh gosh, he
Yeah,
is
he
so...
looks like something that would offer you Turkish delight.
Yes.
But
which looks good but is disgusting.
Can we talk about Turkish
I
delight
have
for
fallen
just
for
a few
it
minutes?
a couple times.
Through elementary school, did you read the Narnia books?
I think I read a couple.
And especially in elementary school, you don't really know what it is. But Turkish
Right.
delight is this thing in the book that's like the ultimate temptation. Then you find out later in life what it is, and you're like, that's disgusting.
It's so gross.
That's grandma food.
It's like worse than saltwater taffy.
Way worse.
It's so bad, yeah.
It's-
And I think sometimes I forget, like years will go by and I'll be like, oh, like I think I remember actually going to San Francisco once and like stopping in Monterey and there was like a place where you get Turkish delight. And I was confusing it a bit with like baklava.
Oh,
And
which is a
baklava
Turkish.
is good.
That is a Turkish delight.
It's Turkish and it's good.
Yes.
But Turkish delight, you're like, this is like colorful dough that,
well, it's like slime.
yeah.
It's like very soft gummy, right? And no one likes a soft gummy,
No.
especially one that almost feels like it's been left in the car.
Yes.
And the flavor is not powerful enough. The fruitiness isn't there.
But whatever flavor it is bad.
It
it's like
sucks.
a weak bad.
if you're going to put delight in the name, you've really got to, find the perfect product.
Yeah, like if it was just called like Nobbins, you'd be like, okay, I forgive it. But to be like yummy food, like,
delicious savories or what have you.
Yeah.
Turkish Delight was the ultimate disappointment for me as far as food and candy go.
Yep.
Because I was like, this little boy is being essentially sent to hell for this treat. Then we find out what it is. I don't
remember much of the plot.
Yeah, I think the witch is like, come have some Turkish Delight.
Okay.
And he falls for it.
And then he goes and marries Jen Affleck.
And then he marries Jen Affleck.
And gets mad at her for going to like a Vegas show.
Going to Chippendales.
When she pays the bills.
She absolutely pays the bills.
He sucks.
Yeah, he sucks. He's a bad egg. And then he promises he's going to medical school, then drops out of. That was the only reason to stay in the relationship. She was going to be married to a doctor, and now he's just kind of a loser.
Yeah.
The whole group, I feel bad for all of them. But again, you watch the show and you're like, oh, I feel so terrible. Their lives are being ruined. And then I think, well, but this is a decision they've made.
Yeah.
But what a program.
Or maybe it's, it's got to get bad for you to snap out of it. But if your whole community is in I mean, what was it for you to
leave?
Yeah.
I mean, well.
Or are you still fully in it?
I'm here to
get
you to convert.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm available.
To the religion that won't have me.
I miss religion in certain ways. So
it has some good qualities.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of bad ones as well.
Yep.
I mean, being gay is a tough one for a Mormon.
Yeah.
But I feel like that also for me was a nice a cheat, because it was like, well, I'm this thing and they tell me that it doesn't exist and it's not reality, and I know it's reality. What else are they telling me that's not true?
Yeah, it's sort of like such a clear thing that you're like, I can't stay. Whereas like, if you're a straight woman,
right,
you're like, maybe I can believe that this is what it's supposed to be.
Right. And get my own reality show.
Yeah.
So it's that was it for me, and I think most of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives gals are leaving as well. Or it's like they're like, we want to be part of it, but then it's like, well, you don't do anything that has anything to do with that religion.
I know. A lot of them like drink and
it's
they're doing.
Oh, they talk like
swinging.
Truckers. They have the mouths on these people.
Is like, I feel like it's a rule of thumb that if like something is forbidden, then people go hard the other way. And
that is a thing within Mormonism, is there's no once you leave it, there's no real support system or way out. And so I think a lot of people swing in a crazy direction.
Which I'm sure for people who are still in Mormonism are like, that person has drugs now.
Totally. That person's now on meth.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
We were right.
Yep.
Not me.
Wait, do you watch Couples Therapy?
Oh, another.
The best.
I just want to
I feel like
drown in that show.
So, but in one of the seasons, there was a couple that had been Mormon.
That's right. And can I just say, extremely annoying people.
Oh, they sucked.
Two of the most annoying
especially
people
the
alive.
Woman. She was very annoying. But then I think she's gone on to live a crazy life, which I'm sure, like, if you're still in Mormonism, you're like, well, if I leave, I'm going to become her.
Right. Here's the perfect example of how awful it can be.
Yeah.
But then again, they got to be on couples therapy, the ultimate thing.
They're huge stars now.
They got to meet Orna.
Yes.
And if I would do anything to meet Orna.
I would love to. Except, do we want to? Because what if she's a real person and we're disappointed?
Oh, right. She's not what we see on camera.
Yeah.
Orna, reach out.
I mean, I always want to know what, like, her and Esther Perel's, like, what are their relationships like?
Oh, of course. Like, what is their real life situation?
Yeah.
And Orna has the mentor. What's her name?
Oh, yeah. I can't
The
remember,
lady
but
that's
she's
always,
like
they'll like cut to it and she'll be like this.
She's like a cartoon cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's always like lounging on pieces of furniture like she's melted to them.
If you were just like, what's kooky old New York therapist? It's this lady.
Her. I adore
Red
her.
glasses.
Oh, she's so great.
Scarves, all that shit.
They need more of that show. There are plenty of dysfunctional couples.
I know. And, they're so classy about it. It's not like, it's just such a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this last season, I was like almost a little too slow of a burn.
Oh, interesting.
Did you see there was the guy, I don't know if this is interesting at all for your viewers, but I don't fucking care about you guys, okay? But did you watch the last season?
Yeah, of course.
So the guy and the girl where the guy was like a little bit, he kept being like, my trauma from college, I can't talk about it.
Oh, right. And what did it end up being?
It was like so like
it was
minor
so mild.
league. And then you come to find she had some real trauma.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm okay. And he's like, his thing was basically
this was like
his college buddies found some porn of his on his
Yes.
computer that was like had heavy people had, like, there was some queer porn. And he was
Right.
like, I was so embarrassed. And you're like, dude. And now he's like 40. And he's like, when I was 20, my fraternity bros found that I had some porn of that wasn't just like blonde tits. You know, like.
I think that was literally it. It was like, okay, everyone has different types of trauma, but it's like,
That
come
is
on,
so basic,
bud, let's let go. Let's let go of
Yeah.
this.
Meanwhile, his wife was like, oh, when I was 12, I was like brutalized.
I watched my
by-
family be killed.
Yeah. And you're like, I think she gets to be the one who's traumatized.
Did they end up ending the relationship?
No, I think they lasted, but that other couple with the short-haired blonde woman and Boris. That was
Boris. Woo, Boris. He was a tough one.
He sucked.
Yeah, he was not a fun
They
person.
were very weird. I feel like we can make this interesting even for people who haven't seen this. Basically, there was this couple, and the guy took up all the oxygen. He would always be like, my love, we're talking about me right now. We'll get to you, but me. We live in a city that I don't feel is home, and we've moved 80 times, but I need to feel it. And it's like,
and I can't write my book.
yeah, get over yourself. And then they stopped coming.
Yes.
And she was like, yep, I think I lost them. And then they came back and you were like, has the woman been brainwashed? Because she was like, I had asked him to leave many times and he said no. And then I found out that he was planning a little birthday party for me. And I was like, that's so nice. And then we went out dancing and I saw him dance. And I remembered, this is a little prince boy. And you're like,
that's not what you want out of your
bitch?
husband, a little prince boy.
Yeah. And then sure enough, later they got divorced. And now I watch her on TikTok. Going,
Oh,
like,
how's she doing?
She's better now. She's been free from him for 3 years.
I wonder if that period when she kind of fell for him, he got like a book deal. And she thought, maybe I can make this work.
Well, she had been married to someone else
Right.
and left him for this guy. And in the show, Boris goes, when Jessica came to me, she was extremely disoriented. Because what, you fucking like hit her over the head and like dragged her into, like, I was like, that's not a cool.
I mean, that actually probably is true if she ended up with him. You have to be disoriented to date Boris. He's such a loser. Such a little baby. He is a little prince.
Little baby.
We wish him nothing but badness. Well, look, there's something else we need to talk about that might be contentious that Orna could help with.
Yeah.
I was really excited to have you here today. I thought Allison is so wonderful. She's so lovely. She's so funny. How could anything could possibly go wrong on the podcast? The podcast is called I Said No Gifts. So I was a little thrown, shaken, maybe upset when you kind of stormed into the studio today holding what, from where I'm sitting, appears to be an absolute gift. It's wrapped in red, shiny paper with a silver bow. Is that a gift for me?
It is a gift for you. It's a bad gift if that helps.
Well, I don't know if that helps or hurts. I mean, you've obviously created an issue and made a mistake.
Well, I misread the email. I thought it was called I Said Gifts.
Oh, you're a skimmer.
I'm a big skimmer. I screw up a lot because I'm deleting keywords. But yeah, I thought it was I Said Gifts, which I was like, wow, Bridger, that's an awfully demanding title. I said
you
gifts.
to assume I'm that tacky.
Yeah, I thought you were. And I'm not sure you're not. But I do acknowledge I misread
I think the last
email.
half hour of talking has proved that I'm class.
Absolute
a very
class.
classy
okay,
person.
Fair.
Well, it's here. You've made the mistake. There's egg all over your face. Should I open it here on the podcast?
You absolutely should.
Okay, let's get into this here. As I said, it's kind of like a book-sized gift with red paper.
Okay.
And one of these bows that seems difficult to... I'll just stretch it.
Just stretch it on out. Yes. So you said it's book-sized. Cat's out of the bag. It's 2 books.
2 books. It's 2 books.
It's 2 books. And let me tell you, they're bad books because my thing is I have a habit of going... yeah, show. One is
the
about...
first is The Gunman and His Mother.
Yep, it's about Lee Harvey Oswald and his mom. And then the other one is...
Unlocking your artistry.
Yeah, so my thing is I like to buy... I get ambitious. If I walk into a place with books, I'm like, I'll read. I read. Let's read. I buy a book and then I never open it. So these were ripped from my bookcase. 50% of my bookcase I haven't read. And I was like, my boyfriend was like, there's a lot of lame books on the, and I was like, this is honestly a gift for him because I'm doing a little culling compelling. And I think these two books exemplified the two shitty categories of book that I buy that I think I'm going to read.
What a spectrum.
One is self-help, creativity, and the other is true crime.
True crime, absolute violence and assassination.
Honestly, there's a little flicker in me that goes, take back the gunman in me, because I want to read it.
I mean, this looks like it was self-published, first of all.
It's like a large font.
Look at that, the "and his mother" font is very classic.
It's basically a stapled together book.
It's Lee Harvey Oswald, Marguerite Oswald, and the making of an assassin. So it seems like it's going to blame Marguerite.
Yeah, I mean, moms are the cause of all problems.
Every single problem on earth.
You know what I did read that sort of got into some of those themes were there's this book called Hidden Valley Road.
Okay. Oh, wait. What is this one?
Incredible book.
About the schizophrenic family.
It's about a family with, it's either 10 or 12 kids. I think it's 10 kids. And 6 of them end up having schizophrenia.
It's wild.
And this is like in the 60s where, there was a school of thought. The main school of thought in medicine was like, schizophrenia comes from a bad mom. So the poor mom was, when it's actually just like genes, you either have like, how about maybe there's a
maybe there could be
genetic predisposition here.
Right.
That was a very good book. And I read that book, which the thing is, I don't have a built-in time in my life for reading. I read that book on a vacation.
Oh, perfect.
I'm a reader on a vacation, reading. But I only go on a vacation like maybe once a year.
Right.
But then I buy these books in my regular life and I never touch them.
So like, for example, for The Gunman and His Mother.
Yeah.
Were you seeking out a Lee Harvey Oswald book or you just saw it on the shelf?
I just like fucked up real stuff. I'm like, crime and a child and, and I like nonfiction. I haven't been able to read fiction since I was like.
Fiction can be, I feel like nonfiction is surprisingly easy to read.
Yes.
I think as you get older or something, where it's just like you want to be reading, but you also want to be like learning because you don't really have any other area of life where you're learning. It's like in school, you are learning constantly. So I feel like fiction's easier then. You want to get away. And like fiction chapter to chapter ostensibly it would like build on each other. Whereas like nonfiction, especially if it's like a lot of the self-help and psychology shit I read, it's like if you didn't really take in all of chapter 2, you can probably still read chapter 3. Right, totally. You can just breeze through whole sections of those books. Yeah. But okay, well, I feel bad taking this away from you. I know so little about Lee Harvey Oswald other than the big crime. I didn't know that Marguerite had everything to do with it.
Well, maybe the book says she was totally normal. Her kid was a freak.
But then she bought him that gun for Christmas.
Did she? I don't even know that.
That's my assumption.
Oh, okay.
That could have been a Christmas gift gone wrong.
Yeah.
How do we know?
We don't.
That's the ultimate conspiration in the JFK
we'll read it
situation.
Together. Yes.
It was a Christmas gift that could have been something else. A train set.
Yep.
And then we wouldn't still have JFK, but
he wouldn't have gone the way he went.
We would have, and the curse probably would have ended. Mm-hmm. But because of this gift, Lee probably asked for something else.
Yeah.
He probably wanted a truck or a new sweater, and Marguerite thought, no.
Gun for my child.
But that's really all. There must be documentaries about this. I feel like I've seen
I'm sure.
a million documentaries about the Manson family.
Yes. Can I tell you, actually, the book that I'm reading right now is TV. And by that, I mean, the last time I went to the bookstore, I'm like, my book taste is so embarrassing. I went to the bookstore and there is a book that is just Fleabag.
Okay.
The scripts of Fleabag. It's called Fleabag, the Scriptures, and it's just the 2 seasons.
Okay.
And so I am reading TV.
Wow.
That is I do actually love reading scripts of things that I've already seen because it's like just the movie or TV shows replaying in my mind.
Right. You don't have to really imagine anything.
But how lame that I'm like, the only book I can read right now is TV.
But I bet those scripts in particular, because of the way that show is, are very written.
Yes. And she's brilliant. So it's like, I'm reading college degree TV. Okay.
How often do you read a full script at a time? How does that go?
I do, because they go fast.
Right.
And so I'm on episode 6.
That's so fun.
That's so lame. Cancel me.
Every show should do this. Release the scripts.
I know.
Wow, really interesting. I guess most shows are bad, and that's why they don't do it. But
yeah, and I'm sure that was such a hit that she's like, look, I'm gonna ring this for all
right,
it's worth.
And it's self-contained. She really made a lot out of those 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And now she's writing some movie?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I'm I've also been revisiting a lot of Lena Dunham.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like, you know what? When you put out a great work, you get to go away for 10 years if you want, or you can never do anything again.
Right.
I
think that's the way to go, usually.
Yeah.
It's like, why tarnish the thing?
Yeah.
If you got away with it for 8 seasons, take the money and just read scripts.
Exactly.
Do whatever you want.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just saw a new Manson documentary.
Okay.
Learned nothing.
Okay.
And I'm like, what does that say about my consumption habits that I just simply now know everything about the Manson
Because
murders?
you have consumed a lot about them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one that I feel like I've maybe seen a documentary, but it's not one that I've but I am like every other basic bitch who's watched like a ton of true crime.
Right.
I'm trying to think of like a particular topic that I'm like, I know a lot about that one. But what does it for you with Manson?
Well, for a while, it was so eerie. There were so many eerie elements of it. It was so all the witchiness and all the mystery. But then, once you know enough about it, this final documentary for me was like, oh, these were just idiots who were bored.
Yeah.
That's all there was no real evil or anything. They were just morons who had bad ideas.
Yes.
And it was a wild time.
Yeah. One of the true crime things I've consumed a lot of is like the NXIVM stuff.
Oh, sure.
I've watched 2 documentaries. I listened to the podcast, a lot of stuff. And I remember when I was consuming that being like, what is wrong with us women? That it's like, how often do you see a cult that's like a lady at the top and 90 men? Here and there are some cults run by women, but mostly it's a ugly dude who plays volleyball.
Right.
And 100 women selling their, liquidating their IRAs. And it's just, and stuff like that where I'm like, ladies, because we are, I think women by nature, if something's not going right in their life, they're going, I'm probably a piece of shit. Something is wrong with me.
Yes.
I gotta fix me.
I bought my son a gun for Christmas and then he killed the president.
Yeah. And so I think that leaves you vulnerable to, this man is confidently saying something is wrong with me. We are in agreement. Let me follow him and give him lots of money and do group blowjobs. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah. Apparently when the cops were honing in on Keith Raniere, he fled to Mexico where there was a whole other NXIVM branch, and he had his top slave ladies there with him, and as one final ceremonial act, he had them all give him a blowjob, like
the spanking machine.
What's the spanking machine?
I remember when, at birthday parties or whatever, or something as kids, you would go through and everyone would spank you.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's a Mormon thing because I've never experienced
I don't even want to
that.
Google that spanking machine.
But just
So he would all just in a row.
Or maybe there's some alternate. They didn't get into the choreography of it, and then apparently the cops bust in. The blowjob had been completed. I don't, but the cops
the cops waited
for completion.
Very nice about it.
But the cops bust in at a point, and one of his top ladies later said that he just hid in the closet, and that was the moment where she knew this is not some Jesus-like person.
He's small enough to fit in a closet.
Yeah.
He's just a little dork.
Yeah. The poor one. Because if a cult came a-knocking in my life when I was 19, I would be in prison for racketeering now. Because I have that personality.
Right.
And, now I'm worldly enough to be maybe no one has the answers. Mm-hmm. But I would have, because I like to follow rules. I think that something's wrong with me. All those things, They
catch you at a low point. You're lonely. You're well, here's a group of friends who wants me to do some things.
There's a plan of yep. So
right. As far as I've gotten outside of religion is a book club. And I'm not even a good book club member. I'm just bad at it.
Wait, so was there a point where, as a kid, did you believe, and was there a day where you're there's no God?
Oh, I thought you were asking about the book club at first.
No, and I'm sorry and you can also be let's not talk about that. This is a comedy podcast.
Through childhood, there was I feel like there were little tent poles of okay, that
Probably
seems
isn't
weird.
true. Yeah.
That seems weird. Every week, church is boring. So that's one thing that's just adding up over time. And then, like, it just kept adding up. And then I went on a Mormon mission, and still not totally convinced of the thing. And then, I was like on a bike 8 hours a day in Malaysia. And
Wait,
it's like,
what
am
goes
I
into
doing?
a Mormon mission?
2 years. You go for 2 years when you're 19.
Oh my God. To just like spread the word.
To try to convert people. And I was in Malaysia where it was illegal to do that. So we like kind of had to be undercover. Which the whole thing, I was like, what's going on?
My boyfriend's half Malaysian.
Oh,
and so
I could have got him.
You could have. Why didn't you? Okay.
I'll come over after the podcast.
He just believes in science and a little bit Buddhism,
But yeah, there I led to a literal nervous breakdown. And then I was like 4 or 5 months in. I was like, I'm going home. And then it was like the beginning of like, okay, I'm going to slowly get out of this. And then, but I left it, stopped going, stopped believing, whatever. But and then moved to LA. And then it was years before I even came out. Because like all of that just keeps a hold of you. And
I'm sorry you went through that, but it also makes you so interesting.
I'm a really deeply fascinating
You had a nervous breakdown. You went to Malaysia. Oh my God.
And somehow ended up the most boring person alive.
No, you are fascinating.
But there was never I think there was really never a time that I was so in on it. But I was thinking the other day, I was like, it's weird that like at some point I was thinking, going around being like, oh, I might not go to heaven. Which is like the fact that had a control over my life is really odd.
I was I was pretty devout as a Catholic kid.
When did it turn for you?
Let's see. College I loosened up.
Okay.
Because I had mostly gone to Catholic schools. I went to Catholic school till like 10th grade, and then I went to a public school. Then in college, I met like so many different types of people that were cool. And then also Then I remember a couple years, like when my younger brothers were in college, I remember coming home for the holidays one time and my younger brothers being like, we're atheists. And I was like,
what?
We are? And I remember like going into the bathroom and being like, is there no, like just being like, is there not? And then I also like, as a kid was like, I'm going to save myself till marriage. And then, ended up being quite an old virgin. And a lot of that having to do with just reckoning, like, do I believe, do I not? But then also once I was like, okay, I'm not going to hold on to this virginity, then being a little old. And so you would meet a guy and be like, let's do it. But then I was I would tell them.
Right.
There was no like, let me just slip it in.
How do you do that though? There's no real normal way to have that conversation.
And so then it just made it take longer. So it was a nice little mess.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like being like, "Oh, I'll save myself to marriage." Why is every other boy having a hard time? But it's because I had no interest. It was so easy for me. I was like, "This is a breeze."
I'll save myself till death.
Yeah, I could do this for the rest of my life, baby. So simple. But yeah, it leads to all kind. Slow the developments you have to make really quickly to catch up with everybody, or it's an interesting cycle to go through.
But then, in certain ways, I feel like my queer friends who dealt with that, like, I don't know, pre-25 or 30, I'm like, you're such a stronger person because you had to reckon with this giant thing about I being told a certain thing. My experience is different. I have to like claim and choose myself.
Right.
So that, whereas I think it's kind of like the Mormonism where if you're like a straight white woman, you're like, society's kind of, I don't know. I haven't had to so I feel like you end up in your 30s or 40s and you go, now is when you go, this is bullshit, or like, I want a divorce, or, like.
But I feel like that sort of person, like what I said, I kind of had to cheat being gay, like an adult who's had a fairly normal life within their religion and then finally just puts it together. I'm like, that seems really difficult.
Yeah.
That seems like, wow, because you're really like saying, I figured it out on my own. There was no other, I don't know.
They're just different kinds of
nightmare.
hard. I remember also once asking a friend, my best friend from college, like he was out in college and then we were like at some reunion or something, but we were talking about a person who was coming out who was like 40.
Okay.
And I asked him, I was like, when you're around someone who's going through the coming out process, but they're 40, how is that annoying for you? Because it's like, well, I figured this out. And my friend was like, a little bit. Because this person has to go crazy for a year and a half. And I'm sort of like been there, done that. Which I was like, that's funny.
Yeah. It's I haven't really thought about that. Because you're excited for the person, but also you're like, well.
Now you're about to be psycho.
You're about to be a complete psycho. And may stay a psycho. Some people stay psycho.
Yeah. Back in the closet, you.
Get back in there. Find a wife.
Yeah, come on.
You're bugging everybody.
With your self-exploration.
Okay, well, we've talked a little bit about the gunman and his mother. Then do we have anything to say about Unlocking?
Did you look at this? Even more like a fake book.
Fully self-published.
Yes.
It's by Peso the Poet.
It's so sad.
Oh. There's some
I can't
really disturbing imaging
And I bought this year. Oh, my God.
Look at
what
that.
What the fuck?
What is
with
that?
Me?
There's like a baby...
What kind of books do you read?
I'm all over the place. I didn't read this recently, but I was going to recommend the library book. Have you read that by Susan Orlean?
No.
Is that how you pronounce her name? The Blood Orchid Lady?
I don't know.
Such a good piece of nonfiction.
Okay.
Unbelievably good.
What is it? A memoir?
It's no, it's about some fires that took place in L.A. in the 80s or 90s, I think, and about the person behind all of that.
It's
really good.
I mean, that reminds me though of couples therapy this season with the throuple.
Oh.
And how the guy had been behind supposedly one of the like a big fire.
A massive fire, which he downplays in the biggest way possible.
Yeah.
And if you just watched that and didn't look into it, you'd be like, this poor guy.
Yes.
He got blamed for something that he didn't do.
Yes.
Then you look into the actual news reports and you start seeing a different picture about this guy.
Yeah.
And he's so annoying.
Yes. And it makes you think like I feel like this is maybe a tide turning in the therapy world where I'm not a trained therapist, but I feel like, isn't it a thing that the therapist is supposed to like assume the greatest good of like always give the person the benefit of the doubt, right? But so like if you're the therapist to that guy who's like, I accidentally lit 2,000 houses on fire and you're like, oh man, that must have been hard for you. Is that actually the best response when perhaps this person needs a dose of reality?
Yeah, there was behavior that led to that, which is now in the rest of his life.
Yeah, and there's this therapist, Dr. Terry Real, that I
love that name.
Doesn't it sound like a comedy, like a sketch comedy?
Dr. Terry Real?
Yes, and so he's a therapist who is like he was like on the New York Times podcast, and I've been reading some of his stuff, but he does like couples therapy stuff, but he mostly focuses on like men's issues or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was like, in my sessions, I tell them, you're wrong. And
Good for him.
And I'm like, that's cool.
That's how I would be as a therapist.
But I wonder, I think it's a flawed idea that it's like, no, you gotta like be the person that can be like, your ideas are good. Right. I don't know.
Because a lot of ideas are bad and a lot of personality traits are bad.
Yes.
You come into my therapy office, I'm blaming you from the moment you walk in.
Yes.
You have problems, and I can see you're the cause of most of them.
You created them all.
And now you're creating even more problems for yourself. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Rather than be like, yeah.
Because then, don't you just like feed the beast and let that guy in a throuple keep setting fires?
He's probably lighting one right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't learn anything that season, to be frank.
Yeah.
He seemed bad at the beginning and bad at the end.
Yeah.
And did the throuple stay together?
I don't think for the most part, you don't know if they stay together or not. They just like...
Yeah, I think it has to be a pretty serious ending for you to know.
Yes.
I hope that they all found their way. They didn't seem like a great group of people.
Nope.
Well, I think we should play a game.
Let's do it.
We're going to play a game called Gift or a Curse, but I need a number between 1 and 10 from you.
Okay. 5.
Okay, I have to do some light calculating. So right now you have the microphone. You can promote, recommend, do whatever you want. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember getting the email and it said, promote anything that you're up to. And you know what? I had to, in my mind, go, Allison, you're incubating on stuff. Okay. This might not be a year of putting shit out there that people can consume, but it's a year of planting the seeds where in 3 years you'll go, this Allison Rich gal's popping off left and right. Okay. So I hope that's good enough for you, the public. I'm really getting mad. Okay.
Well, they can find you online.
You can find me on
Follow
my
you
Instagram.
somewhere. Right.
Yeah. But get off my fucking back. is mostly what I have to say.
Great. Do you have
Are the
anything to recommend?
calculations done?
Yeah, they're done. Do you have any recommendations?
Oh, recommendations. Yeah, I could have taken
like
a more
good
positive.
recommendation.
Recommendations. No. There's nothing good out in this world. No, there's lots of things. I did rewatch all of Girls, and it's excellent.
It's I rewatched a little bit of it recently, and it does hold up.
Yeah. I know Lena Dunham's
show.
a messy person, but she is a writing and acting genius.
It's a well-made show. Very well-made show.
Yeah.
I saw The Naked Gun.
I'm seeing it tonight.
Time. Wonderful
time. I'm glad to know. Because everyone's been saying good things, but you're like, oh, is it just because, like, I think... Like, I know the writers a little bit. Like, there are enough in our
This is a
circle.
real problem, especially within, like, our comedy community where everyone's like, everything is the best thing they've ever seen.
Right. And then you go and see it and you're like, oh, I don't know if
That's happened, I think, literally every time for me. This, it's very, very funny.
I'm so excited.
It's just fun to be in a movie theater watching a movie where the only purpose of the movie is to be funny.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Love that.
Yeah, that's a recommendation. Great.
Okay.
This is how we play Gift or a Curse. I'm going to name 3 things. You're going to tell me if they're a gift or a curse and why. Mm-hmm. And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong because there are correct answers. You can win, you can lose, you can fall in between.
I love it.
Be very careful. All right, this first one is from our mega list of listeners from a listener named Sarah. Gift or a curse, Tootsie Rolls.
I don't think this is the right answer, but it's my answer.
Okay.
Gift.
Why?
Because I love the chew. I love that it's a good enough. It's way better than Turkish delight. You know, it's like an actual delightful flavor,
right?
And it's not gum where you're like, oh, good flavor for a minute, but then this now piece of rubber remains, and I just have to commit to it. It like has a beginning, middle, end. It ends in your stomach. And it's not so chewy like an intense caramel where you're like, oh, fuck, this has made a mess of my mouth.
Right.
So the more I say this, the more I go gift no matter what, even though I get the sense that you're saying curse.
Wrong. It's a curse. Absolutely a curse. Of course it's a curse. Tootsie Rolls, first of all, the Tootsie Roll is no one's favorite candy. I'm looking at the camera. No one's favorite candy is the Tootsie Roll. I would love
I'm not arguing that it is.
We don't need it anymore. It's something from the past. No one knows what it is. It's not it's not a caramel.
Chocolate.
It's
like,
not chocolate.
I don't know what it is.
It's not gum. It's not.
Is it a brown taffy?
It's not taffy. Taffy's softer. There's no reason for it to continue to exist. There's a certain category of candies, Tootsie Rolls, Necco wafers.
I mean, but Necco wafers are flavorless and difficult on the mouth.
Awful tasting.
Yeah.
Well, Tootsie Rolls are terrible and awful on the mouth. No one ever seeks out a Tootsie Roll. And also, we've kind of developed a better version, the fruity. The little fruit-flavored Tootsie Rolls, which are better.
Oh, those are yeah, and I would only ever get those at Easter. There was like an
interesting.
Easter basket.
It feels like an Eastery candy.
Yeah, those were good. But wait, I'm thinking of the flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Yes.
But so that is
because
still
they commit to a flavor.
Yeah.
Lime, orange.
Banana.
Oh, banana. But the flavors, as far as I recall, I haven't had one of those in a long time, are pretty accurate. And it's an older candy. So I feel like they were ahead of their time as far as flavoring goes.
Yep.
But the Tootsie Roll, no one wants it.
I'll take them.
But you're not going to go buy Tootsie Rolls.
I'll do that fucking today to spite you.
The only time Tootsie Rolls have ever been purchased is by bank managers or out of spite.
Okay, well, I continue the tradition today.
Okay, 1 wrong so far. Not a good look. Number 2, this is from a listener named Michelle. Gift or a curse, reposting birthday wishes to your Instagram story.
That is a curse.
Why?
Because that's going, look at all the friends I have. Look at, and actually, is it Chris? What's his name? He does a much better, like, riff on this. You know the guy with the long hair?
Oh, Chris Fleming. I love Chris Fleming.
Okay, I'm glad that you immediately knew who I was talking about because I was like, I don't know. You know when you describe someone, you're like, wait, are the descriptions, like, not? I was going to be like, tall bird man. Now I've done the damage anyway. But Chris Fleming does a very funny thing about how, like, if you see someone and they've reposted all these, that's a scary bitch that, like, the friend group is intimidated by this person that, like, if they felt like they had to post about your birthday, it's because they were going to bitch you out if you weren't like, you forgot my birthday. And yet I have, on my own birthday, reposted because I get sensitive on my birthday. I'm not saying a more mature me would not.
Sure.
But the me that I am gets sensitive. And I think I grew up in the time of Facebook where your birthday in Facebook times, you feel like the most popular girl in the world. Because
jackpot.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, that person that I like shared a college dorm. You know, just like acquaintances are wishing you happy birthday. Now no one's on Facebook. So you wake up on your birthday and you're like, maybe your mom has texted you. And you're like, like, is anyone out there? So that one friend, you know, maybe in Atlanta Johnston, you go, can you post about my birthday? And then you repost that. And then suddenly people are either reposting you or they're at least texting you. They're going, happy birthday.
Sure.
And you go, I matter.
You're being acknowledged.
Yep.
But ultimately you say curse.
Yeah, because it's fucking, it feeds into this thing of like needing attention to too far a degree.
Right. Correct.
Okay,
curse.
of course.
There's no way I could argue against this.
Yeah.
I am on record. I feel like it is the same as taking the birthday cards you've been given door to door. It's so embarrassing. It's so demeaning to yourself. It's humiliating. No one likes looking at them.
Yeah.
And we're all trapped in it.
Yes.
Because if you don't reshare them, then the person that did the birthday wish thinks, well, why did I do this? It is the most toxic cycle on the internet.
Now, see, that's like, I think the birthday haver resharing them is gross, but the friend who writes one, I don't necessarily think that's gross because I'm
I think that's very nice.
Right, but I don't necessarily feel like if the person doesn't repost it, I'm mad at them, unless they've reposted everybody else's.
Well, see, but they're going to repost at least one of those.
If they're me.
Yeah, of course. Everyone. Everyone that's trapped in the worst cycle possible. It has to end. I don't know how we end it. Instagram just needs
Kill Zuckerberg.
Well, that would solve a lot of problems. Someone give your son a gun for Christmas.
Bring back Lee Harvey Oswald.
But what Instagram needs to do is implement a birthday reminder.
Yeah.
Which would become annoying as well. But we've got to get back to that other toxic thing of Facebook of everyone reaching out to you.
Yeah.
Making you feel like the most important boy or girl in the world.
Yep.
But it's a bad thing. Curse. Absolute curse.
Absolute curse.
All right. You've gotten one right so far. You've got one left to do. This is from a listener named Andy. Gift or a curse, sculpture of a person sitting on a public bench.
Wait. Is the sculpture including the bench, or the sculpture is the person and it's been placed on the bench?
Now, usually I wouldn't give you any more information. But this is a little unclear. These will basically be a bench, and then there will be like a bronze statue of a person sitting on it that's permanently part of the bench.
Okay. I would say curse.
Why?
Because I have a general aversion to like when I was a kid, we went on a vacation and we went to a steakhouse and there were mannequins throughout. There was
like
a
steakhouse.
Yes, there was a mannequin. There was a male mannequin in the girls' bathroom. They were just like
what?
Just like body figures about. And I know a sculpture's in the same. It's more artistic, but it's also taking up like valuable bench real estate.
Right.
You know, but I guess I give it points for like a little bit of whimsy in whatever city I imagine this to be part of.
Sure.
But I need that butt room, is what I'm going to say. And?
Wrong.
Okay.
These are a gift. This is, what a nice thing to keep you from looking like a loser. You sit down on that bench and there's nothing else on it. Who's this friendless loser? You sit down on it and you're sitting next to Mark Twain. If somebody just kind of looks, they'll be like, oh, that person's sitting next to a friend.
I see. But don't we want to live in a world where we're secure enough to sit on a bench by ourselves?
Absolutely not.
And are these bench people always famous, like Mark Twain?
I think they are, because I feel like the one I've seen is Mark Twain, and I feel like it's in front of a Nordstrom rack.
But also, aren't you assuming, like, the person observing you on the bench is either not paying attention or has bad vision, that they go, that's two people.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Like, anybody, you're still a loser, you know?
Interesting.
Got you there, Bridger.
Well, you're wrong. There's no winning. You got 1 out of 3. Wow, you were clawing to get another point.
I'm sad. I'm sad.
Oh, God. Okay, and now producer Annalise is going to do their gift or curse. They're going to present one thing, and we both have to speak to it, and they have their answer. Okay. Annalise, what is it today?
Gift or curse, flavored chapstick.
Ooh.
Do you want to go or should I?
God. You go.
Flavored chapstick. Flavored chapstick is a... Flavored chapstick's a curse. I don't think anything that close to the mouth should smell like food if it's not edible. The cherry one is kind of the classic, and it isn't cherry. It's more medicinal. It's horrible. And then the ones that are like Dr. Pepper or apple or whatever. I don't like that sort of thing. It's a tease, and it's ultimately worthless. They should just be wax.
See, I knew you would not like this. I feel like I'm learning you, and you're a hater. And at least I don't know you well enough. But I feel the answer is supposed to be curse, but I'm going to go gift. I think, for one, I have bad taste. So, like, I know that my feelings, but I know my feelings are wrong.
Right.
And so, but the flavored chapstick, I'm thinking more coconuts, vanillas. You know, not so much fruity. And it's a nice little added kick.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Annalise?
It's a gift. And for the exact opposite reason that you said, Bridger, because I don't think anything should be flavorless that close to the mouth. I think that's unnatural.
Oh, interesting.
I think there should always be a flavor on your lips.
Are you an eater of toothpaste? Like, what's that? You know that?
Well, you know, I don't. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what am I going to? Am I going to actually say I don't swallow on a podcast? But in all honesty, I truly believe it is such a gift because it's also like, if you ever have like a lip smacker on as an adult, it like takes you back to a happier time and place.
Well, you need to fix your present. This nostalgia cycle you're trapped in. Wrong. Annalise is
I'm
wrong.
right.
You're wrong. I'm right.
I'm going to flip this table.
Good luck. I think it's cemented into the ground.
I feel like we started this podcast as warm acquaintances. Now we're leaving as cold strangers.
Well, we have one final thing to do.
Okay.
We have to answer a listener question.
Okay.
And hopefully we can come together for these poor souls.
We'll see.
This is I Said No emails. People write into isaidnogifts@gmail.com, or they send a voice note 60 seconds long in a quiet room. Will you help me answer a listener question?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is hello, Bridget, an honored guest. Okay, so
Bridget?
Yes, that's.
Starting
I hope
strong.
that was a mistake.
Starting strong.
I hope that was a mistake, or someone's already attacking me. I will be visiting a friend from college who moved to Hawaii a few years ago and would like to bring her a gift since she is hosting me. She is a New Yorker, and I think it would be nice to bring her something that reminds her of home, but I live in Boston, so I don't know what I could bring that would be of New York City quality / expectations that I could find in Boston. Do either of you have any thoughts? Thanks for your help. Best wishes, and that's from Katie.
This is going to sound cliche, but bring her a rat. Bring her a rat.
Take a live animal onto a plane.
A subway rat.
Or check it.
Yep.
Check it. Check luggage.
So maybe it
with a rat.
arrives dead. There we go.
Do they have rats in Boston? Those famous Boston rats?
I feel like rats are like, you know, the cockroaches of rodents. Like they can survive
almost anywhere. Does Hawaii have rats?
We could get that started.
We could
kind of ruin.
It's kind of like what happened. It's kind of how rats initially got around, right?
Yeah.
They would board the ships
as gifts. People were bringing them as gifts.
It was like, you know, cinnamon or all these things.
Columbus went, hey, America, how about some rats?
These exotic rats.
Yes.
I think a rat is an interesting thing that could spread disease and lice and remind this person of why they shouldn't return to New York
City. I'm assuming New York City because nothing else matters.
Why? See, Katie's problem here is she's not a good enough friend. Boston is not that far from New York.
No.
Book the flight out of New York. Drive down to New York or take the train, take the bus. What's the bus that goes down?
The
Funwa bus.
That was like $15.
Yeah.
And
it's gorgeous and wonderful. And
I can't remember if this was me or my brother. You know, a story gets told enough that you're like, was that my memory or someone else's? But happened to someone in my bloodline where they were on the bus and then the person next to them like barfed into a plastic bag at the beginning of the ride. And so they just like sat next to barf for 4 hours.
Oh, boy. And then there's that famous story of the person being decapitated on a bus. That wasn't that bus line. That was a tough one to hear. But all that said, get on the bus, head to New York. get into the airport. They've got a gift shop,
Yeah.
the Hudson News.
Yep.
And you'll find all sorts of quality New York items there. A bag of M&Ms,
Classic
a bottle
T-shirt
of water.
that says "I love NY."
I love NY, a magazine.
Foam finger, Statue of Liberty. What is it, like headband?
Oh, the foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Lady Liberty's headband.
Yeah.
Is she wearing a crown? What has she got on there?
I don't know.
She's got a cute
I
headband.
have a bad visual memory, so I don't
Yeah.
know what she looks like.
Cute gal with a cute headband. Katie, book the bus ride, book the flight out of New York. Don't write back in.
Thank you.
We answered the question perfectly.
Boom.
Hawaii, thank you. Thank us for the new rat, the rat epidemic.
Do you feel closer to me or farther away?
I feel so close to you right now.
Okay, great.
I feel like we've healed, and I feel like nothing can stop us now.
Let's take the city by storm.
Let's take the city by storm. I've had such a wonderful time with you.
A delightful time.
And I've got 2 books that will now crowd my bookshelf.
I'm so happy, and I hope it drives your partner crazy.
It probably will.
Great.
I'm gathering, the amount of items I've got. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
too much.
can you has there been a best and worst gift? Oh, or most expensive where you're like, whoa, this person balled out and it's
interesting.
inappropriate.
Let's see. That's a great question. The 2 best gifts I've gotten are probably a car garbage can from John Milstein and this beautiful waffle maker from Colascola that's like a
Holy
stand-up.
shit.
There was one of these things that was like, oh, that's just a nice item.
Yeah.
That I just...
It's like, did you get married?
Yeah, it was like I was
that's-
getting married.
Yeah.
I think those are 2... I feel like somebody else has really gone out of their way to buy me a big thing, and I can't remember, and I feel
Drew
terrible.
Carey
Oh, Drew
gave you a bottle of Dom.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, because you got some fancy people on this where
Yes.
if
Some
they don't
people-
bring a good gift, that's
I'll say
like,
some of them. I'm like, I know,
you've got the budget.
you could have gone bigger.
See, a car garbage, that tells me a lot about you.
Mm-hmm.
That just, because I would appreciate that, but I wouldn't be like best gift. Are you a messy car guy or are you a very clean car guy?
I'm now a very clean car guy. My car was never like disgusting, but there were always just receipts gathering. There are things that you just like, they just start gathering.
They end up in the cup holder.
Yeah, exactly. Not anymore. Essentially
garbage.
spotless. Yes.
Love that.
And then I've got a waffle maker. Did you say worst?
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say. Oh, the one I can say is Jamie Lee gave me a chewed up dog toy.
Okay.
And that's the
is she
one
trying
thing
to
that
curse you?
I can't remember. She had a story about it, but that was the one item that I immediately threw away after the podcast. And her assistant told me that they wanted it back, but then I got in touch with Jamie and she's like, no, of course I don't
Oh
want that
my
back.
gosh.
But I think those are the kind of spot. I got, Paul Rubens was on the podcast and the things he gave me, this like cactus candy. And
Oh my
it's like,
God.
Things like that I feel very fortunate to have
That's
gotten.
so cool. I just watched the Paul Rubens documentary. It was incredible.
So good.
He was like, I was a little too young to appreciate the Pee Wee stuff, but it was like, wow, what a damn genius.
Absolute genius. And Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
Oh my
one
God.
of the all-time great movies.
I have to admit, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
haven't.
Oh my God,
I'll go watch
Allison.
it right now. I know.
It holds up perfectly.
Okay, good.
It is such a fun, delightful movie.
How about his second movie with the big long kiss?
Oh, wait, what's that? The big Pee-wee's Big Top? Oh,
Well,
I never saw it.
Well, did you watch the
Yeah,
documentary?
because I forgot about that weird
In the
thing.
documentary, they talk about how he is like, let me hold like the longest kiss, and you're like, he really did it, I think's very funny.
I think that one is kind of universally thought of as well. Just don't watch it. It's not great.
Yeah.
But Big Adventure, perfect movie.
Yes.
Well, now we've gotten into another thing because we healed and we can continue to have conversation.
It's just flowing.
It's flowing. There's so much to talk about all the time, but I'll let you go.
Please unchain me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. What a
Listener,
treat.
the podcast is obviously over. There's been, a little bit of a hint that it was going to end, and hopefully you started turning the wheels in your mind as to what you'll do with the rest of your day.
I get the sense that you're sitting in your car, avoiding going inside your own home.
Oh, the dread. It's just
And
been
now you
mounting.
have to.
You've been in
Go
your car for an hour and a
address-
half.
Address what's inside.
It's just been idling, just
Yep.
filling the world with pollution.
Yep.
But yeah, you've got to go and tell your partner it's over.
Yep.
It's time to end things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's the end of the show. I love you. Goodbye.